All right, welcome back in, Mizzou fans. Gabe DeArmond here, publisher of PowerMizzou.com, coming to you on YouTube and 24/7 Sports. Like I said, we're trying to give you guys a little introduction to some of the players you're going to be watching next year that you may just have gotten to know here in the last couple of weeks. And yesterday we talked with Santana Banner, safety coming in from Northern Illinois. Today we bring in Ahmad Hardy, running back from Louisiana-Monroe, one of Missouri's most certainly coveted transfers. Ahmad, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good.
Appreciate you taking a few minutes to hang out with us. And just want to give Missouri fans kind of a chance to get to know you a little bit. And so I want to start back before you went to college. I want to start in high school. Tell me about your high school football career and kind of your journey to before you became a college football player.
My freshman year, I didn't play running back until my 11th or 12th grade year. Well, I started off in my 11th grade year, but I played linebacker. I was All-American my ninth grade year. I finished with like 101 tackles. In 10th grade year, I played linebacker. And then my 11th grade year, I had like 900 yards, almost 1,000. And then my last year, I just played running back, which 19 and 11, I played both sides of the ball. But 12th grade, I finally just played running back, and then I finished with like 2,400 yards and 20-some touchdowns or whatever. And I broke the school record or whatever, which was my uncle's record or whatever. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't one of the top recruits or whatever, but like I said, I think I still hold the stats for in Mississippi for the touchdowns and yards or whatever, but I ain't have all the all the stars or whatever, and kind of under the radar or whatever. And then finally, I had actually, this is how I got to ULM. This is how I got up there. So I shout out to Coach Billaback. We played Columbia. Coach Billaback coached Columbia, and his wife was the basketball girls coach. And they was at a game one day, and the football coach was there, and he was like, "Do y'all have a running back?" And they was like, they was looking for one. They had one, but they was looking for one. And then he had showed them the little viral clip I had went viral or whatever, from a game I had played in Brookhaven. And they was like, "Well, we need that kid or whatever." And then ever since then, ULM been showing love, and then I committed that.
All right, so I got to go backwards a minute. You said you broke your uncle's records. Was he happy that you broke those records, or was he like, "Hang on, man, those are my glory days"?
Well, yeah, I had when I was coming up, he had played for Southern Miss, but when I was coming up, I always he was like my my mentor, my idol. Like I wanted to be like him. So I broke his record. Actually, my oldest uncle had the record, and then he broke it, and then I broke his record. So like, so I was the last one to break. I broke all the records or whatever, and he was like, "Congratulations" and stuff like that. And it's more to it than just breaking records and stuff like that. But he was proud of it.
So there's a little family tradition going on down there in
Yes,
Mississippi then.
sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So, like you said, you were a little bit under the radar. Explain. I mean, like I looked up your hometown, Monticello, Mississippi. Like you're halfway between Mobile and Baton Rouge. You're not that far from Jackson, Mississippi. It doesn't seem like it's out there in the middle of nowhere where nobody should be able to find you. So, why did you think in high school that maybe you weren't getting the attention that like 2,200 yards should say you should get?
I mean, I honestly don't know. Like, I mean, the kids that I like, if you go to Lawrence County, like, you really don't have that much exposure and stuff like that. Like, and then it's a losing program. So, like, my first year, I went like freaking 3-7, or, you know what I'm saying? We didn't make the playoffs. Then my second year, we beat the number one team or whatever, but it was COVID year. And then again, I think we missed the playoffs. Then my last year, we went to the third rounds. But like, we didn't. I came from like we lost all the time. So like, I mean, I was just the standout guy on the team or whatever. But I mean, like you said, though, we do have surround like guys from Jackson, guys from like they all, but like where I'm from, like it'd be like certain ones that just go big or whatever, you know. And
Mhm.
I was projected around the time to be one of the ones to go big, but I didn't. But I just had to start where I started off.
Yeah, so you get your shot obviously at Louisiana Monroe, and I mean, first game, true freshman year, you run for 100 yards. like I was like I said, we talked to Santana Banner, who started at Northern Illinois, and he's transferring in with you. And I feel like there's two kinds of guys at smaller schools. One kind of guy maybe thinks the whole time, hey, I'm better than this, and I should be getting more attention. And then there's some guys that are just, hey, appreciative for the opportunity to play college football. What was your approach going in your freshman year?
I was a more likely I was like appreciative. Like I'm still thinking like I was in high school. Like I'm thinking like I need a shot. So like when I came to Monroe, it was 8 running backs in the room, and I was the only freshman. I was a true freshman, and my mindset coming into college was a red shirt. But like then some had clicked. Like right before I went up there, I was like, I ain't never sat behind nobody in my life, so why start now? So I came in and I put in the work, and my mindset was to like win the job. And when I did win the job, I mean, I still was the first one to the facility, the last one to leave. Like, I mean, it didn't stop. Like, and then I wanted to do more. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like when I kept going through the season, I was just getting better and better. And then it was like level of competition. So I was like, well, if I get the chance, I go to the SEC and do the same thing. That's my mindset. So it just like really just grateful, man. Like I thank them. I always thank ULM for the chance to taking a chance on me.
When did you know kind of like you said, you go in there, you're eighth on the depth chart or whatever. When did you know, hey, I can win I can do this job here and be the number one back?
Well, I when I went in the room, like no shade against those guys, but like I was smarter than everybody. So like I caught on like real fast and like I think it was like my mindset. Like I was like, it wasn't gonna be nothing to stop me from doing what I wanted to do. So like I grinded every day and I love competition. So like when I seen one of them doing good, like I wanted to do better. So like when I came in the room, I listened, I learned, and like he asked questions, I answered immediately. So like that was another thing, like just learning the playbook real fast and putting in the work for real.
So tell me about you go through your freshman year, and obviously you put up 1,300 yards and great year at Monroe. When did you kind of start thinking about, hey, maybe I want to take a look around? How did the process go to the point where you decided to enter the portal? Was that in your mind mid season, or did that not happen till the end?
So like mid season, of course, like not coaches, but like different fan pages of the teams were hitting me up and stuff like that. So like I already knew like coach had already told me this was gonna start happening. And you know what I'm saying? And it was happening, but I told Carl, like, I'm not worried about that, I'm worried about finishing the season. And he was telling me, he was like, that's what make you different. Like I always, you know what I'm saying, like the stuff about like that's what I liked it about you and stuff like that. So I was like, man, coach, I'm not worried about that. I'm trying to get to a bowl game, which we didn't get to a bowl game, but I didn't worry about no portal or none of that until after when the season was over. That's when I started looking around and stuff like that.
Was that a hard conversation for you to have with your coach? I mean, he's the guy that gave you a shot. Was that tough for you, or did he kind of know it was coming?
I mean, like he said, when he called me there, he said, I told you, like, when I got there, like, when he seen me on the field, he was telling me, like, it's going to happen. Like, it's going to happen fast. He kept saying it was going to happen fast, which I didn't know what he was talking about at first. And then, like, in the middle of the season, he started talking about the portal and stuff like that. He was like, I told you it was going to happen. It was going to happen fast. Well, I was like, yes, sir. And he was like, he said, you don't owe ULM nothing. You don't owe me anything. And he was like, man, you came here and did what you're supposed to do. And whatever I decide, he proud of it and he behind me.
Okay, so you make the decision to enter the transfer portal. I've talked to a couple guys. Like, tell me what those first 48 hours or whatever are like once you're in the portal. I mean, how crazy was it once you made that announcement?
My phone like did not stop ringing. Like I talked to like over 15 schools in one day, and then like 20 the next. Like I didn't talk to almost every freaking school from Bill Belichick to I talked to everybody. Miami, I talked to everybody. Like, and it was just like you know what I'm saying, doing my research for real. But my phone was kind of booming or whatever. But I mean, it is
So,
what it was.
so how do you kind of get from that point to narrowing it down to, hey, here's the places I actually wanted to look at?
Okay, so first of all, I see like I look up the team or whatever, and then I see like, do they run the ball? They 50-50, stuff like that. So if they air raid, you know what I'm saying? That's a automatically no. And then I see what type of like culture they have, like what type of people. I try to do a little background on like crimes and stuff like that. We're going down there, see if it's, you know what I'm saying? See if it's cool or something like that. Then I see what type of school they got. So like, I'm going to school to be a vet. Mizzou have a vet school, so if they don't have that, then I'm not trying to go there. And then last but not least, of course, the money. So
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, everybody kind of knows that's a part of the process. Who did you have do you have an agent or people helping you throughout this process when you're talking to all these different coaches, or were you kind of doing that on your own?
it's just me and my dad, to be honest. So like, I'm pretty smart. I know how to read, I know how to write. You know what I'm saying? I don't, I don't need nobody to count no money for me. None of that. You know what I'm saying? I took all honor classes in high school, stuff like that. So like, I know what to do, but I tell my dad what I want to do. He tell me if it's a good decision or not, and then we go from there. But I don't have an agent or none of that.
Okay, so you visited Ole Miss, you visited Missouri. I know at one point you were going to visit Kentucky. I don't know if that ended up happening or not. But how did you get to the point of making a decision, and why was it Mizzou for you?
I had went to Ole Miss, and I really liked the Ole Miss. Like, I almost committed there, but I was like, nah. Some told me to, I don't know. Some told me to wait and go on my next visit. And I really liked the Ole Miss. Like, I really liked it. And then I got to Mizzou, and when I got there, I was like, it's nothing better than this. I was like, it ain't gonna get no better than this. So like the people around there, I like their colors, I like their campus or whatever. But I also, it's a couple guys up there just from where I'm from, like from Mississippi. So like we connected like this. So like, and then I wanted it, and I always wanted to get away from home. That's why I kind of went to Monroe too, to get out of Mississippi. But I coming up there too, because I wanted to get out of Mississippi, and then I feel like I'm at home because my people up there. So
Who are those guys then from Mississippi that you really got to know?
uh, I don't know if it's Coach Tree. But it's Coach Bland. He from Mississippi. He actually went to Mississippi State with one of my coaches that I had in high school, and it's another guy. I'm not real familiar with their names, but one of the guys African American, the other one Caucasian. But they from where I'm from or whatever, and one of them was talking to me about stuff, and I was like, oh, I can relate because like we from the same place. So you know what I'm saying. That connection came in pretty fast.
So you made that decision a little bit before Christmas. What have you been doing the last 2-3 weeks? Have you gotten some time off? Are you still at home? When are you moving up to Columbia?
Um, So when I first got done from ULM, at the end, I took my two visits to Ole Miss and Mizzou. I rested for like a week or two, and then I started back training. I started back training like 2 weeks ago. And other than that, if I'm not training, I'm outside riding horses. But I come to Mizzou. I should be on the 17th. Report day on the 19th, so I'll probably be down on the 17th.
Okay, hang on. Riding horses. This is not something we usually hear from college football players. Where did this come from?
Yeah, I mean, I've been riding horses since I was freaking. I've been riding horse for a long time. That's all I do. I actually just got off the horse. Um, yeah, I just got off. But that's all I do. I like riding horses, stuff like that, gated horses.
Okay, just kind of like out in the country, or
I mean,
just kind of relaxing for you.
yes, sir. I actually rode to my high school a while ago to see what everybody had going or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I just like what come with it, and then it's like me and the horse. We got a bun or whatever, and like you said, it do relax my mind a lot. Like I don't have to think about a lot. I just ride my horse.
Okay, okay. Do you own horses then, or how's that work?
Yes, sir. I just went and bought one from Memphis, Tennessee. I just went and bought one, and then I got another one. It's my little brother, but he be riding it, but he don't really ride it, so I ride that one for him. And then we got another one. I got a mare. I got another one out there in the field, but we don't ride her yet. She a little young, but yeah, I got one person myself, and I ride it, and I ride another one for my little brother.
Okay, so you gonna have a horse up in Columbia? How's that work, man? Is that part of the NIL deal? Like you got to find a stable or what?
Nah, I actually like 3 days ago we finished building the stall in 3 days, so I'm gonna leave them at home and fatten them up. And when I come back home next time, I'll probably ride then or come in the summer and ride. But I just bought them to have one to make sure I had one for when I come home. When I come home, I have one to ride for myself.
Okay, so last couple questions here. I want to talk about your game a little bit. The stat that everybody's been putting out there is you had like 1,094 yards after contact. I'm going to assume like you hit a hole, you see a guy in front of you. You prefer to go through him or around him?
At ULM, my coach always says no other way around. There's only through, so I'd rather go through them.
All right. Is there a back that you kind of compare yourself to or try to, that you watch and try to take things from?
I like Marshawn Lynch. That's my favorite running back. So, yeah, I like Marshawn Lynch. But I also watch Derrick Henry. I watch Derrick Henry. That's about it. I mean, Derrick Henry. I got, but yeah, that's all. And then I like Genty. Yeah, I like Genty. Genty pretty good. And
Oh
I like
yeah, he had a decent year this year.
yeah, and I like Henderson from Ohio State.
Okay. So I've when you committed Missouri, I follow you on Instagram, and every day, man, you appear to spend a lot of time in the gym. Like, what are your days like? How long are you working out? What are you doing?
So I work out from like 12:30 to 12:30. No, from 12 o'clock to like 2:30, or from 12 o'clock to 1:30. I always get an hour and 30 or 2 hours, but I go to the gym. I just haven't went because I just ran today. I ran 2 miles. Um, I go Monday, and then I run 2 miles Tuesday. Go Wednesday, run 2 miles, and then I go Friday, and then the weekend I run a mile. But I didn't run a mile this weekend. But I run a mile on the weekends. But during the week I run 2 miles.
Okay.
Uh,
So, if you go back, to 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever, when you're in high school and maybe not getting the attention that you thought or that a lot of people would think you should have gotten, and you tell yourself now you're about ready to play SEC football. Like, how excited are you for what's coming up?
I mean, I'm excited, but you know what I'm saying. To be honest with you, like I don't really be. I'm not phased by the lights, by the people. It's like I'm still in grind mode because like I'm grinding for something like so like where I'm from, like a lot of people don't get the job done. Like my uncles and my dad, and they all played college ball, but like they had a chance, but they didn't ever get the job done. It's always one bad decision can ruin everything. So like I'm very precautious. So like I just keep my head down and work. But I am proud of myself in a way though. But the job ain't done yet.
Yeah. Last thing, then, man. What are your goals for yourself coming up in Missouri? They sound pretty high.
Well, uh, for the team, I want to win. I haven't, since high school, I have never won. Like, I want to win. So, win the championship. And then, of course, rush for 1,000 yards. And I think I watched the running back up there, Schrader or whatever. He broke the
Hmm.
record. Yeah, I wanna break his record. Try to at least, and that's about it.
All right. Well, Cody Schrader got somebody coming for him. Ahmad, appreciate your time, man. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit, and look forward to you getting up to Columbia.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, that is Ahmad Hardy, upcoming Mizzou running back transferring in from Louisiana-Monroe. Appreciate him spending some time with us. While you guys are here, like, comment, subscribe, share the show. I'll put this on a podcast too. We're trying to get a few of these guys so you can get to know them. Got a couple others lined up in the next few days. Look, schedules change, things like that. So I don't want to put something out there that doesn't end up happening. But we are trying to talk to some of these transfers and kind of give you guys a chance to get to know them. So appreciate Ahmad Hardy for joining us. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll talk to you next time.